Joshua 13. Joshua was old and advanced in age, and the Lord said to him, "You have grown old, and are aged, and a very wide land remains, which has not yet been divided by lot. Specifically, all of Galilee, Philistia, and all of Geshur. From the muddy river, which irrigates Egypt, as far as the border of Ekron toward the north, the land of Canaan, which is divided among the rulers of Philistia, the Gazites, and the Ashdodites, the Ashkelonites, the Gathites, and the Ekronites. Truly, to the south are the Hivites, all the land of Canaan, and Mira of the Sidonians, as far as Aphek and the borders of the Amorite. And his confines, also, the region of Lebanon toward the east, from Baalgad, under Mount Hermon, until you enter into Hamath. All who live in the mountains from Lebanon, as far as the waters of Misrephoth, and all the Sidonians. I am the one who will wipe them out, before the face of the sons of Israel. Therefore, let their land become a part of the inheritance of Israel, just as I have instructed you. And now, divide the land as a possession to the 9 tribes, and to the 1/2 tribe of Manasseh. With them, Reuben and Gad have possessed the land, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, delivered to them beyond the river Jordan, on the eastern side. From Aroer, which is situated on the bank of the torrent Arnon and in the midst of the valley, and all the plains of Medeba, as far as Dibon. And all the cities of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, even to the borders of the sons of Ammon. And Gilead, as well as the borders of Geshur and Makedi, and all of Mount Hermon, and all of Bashan, as far as Salekah. The entire kingdom of Og in Bashan, who reigned at Ashtoreth and Edrei. And Moses struck and destroyed them. And the sons of Israel were not willing to destroy Geshur and Makedi, and so they have lived in the midst of Israel, even to the present day. But to the tribe of Levi, he did not give a possession. Instead, the sacrifices and victims of the Lord, the God of Israel, these are his inheritance, just as he spoke to him. Therefore, Moses gave a possession to the tribe of the sons of Reuben, according to their families. And their border was from Aroer, which is situated on the bank of the torrent Arnon, and in the midst of the valley of the same torrent, with all the flat lands that lead to Medeba. And Heshbon, and all their villages, which are in the plains, also Dibon, and Bamothbul, and the town of Balmeon. And Jahaz, and Kedemoth, and Mephith. And Kirithaim, and Sibmah, and Zareth Shahar on the mountain of the steep valley. Bethpeor, and the descending slopes of Pisgah, and Beth Jeshimoth. And all the cities of the plain, and all the kingdoms of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who reigned at Heshbon, whom Moses struck down with the leaders of Midian, Evi, and Rechem, and Soar, and Hur, and Reba, the commanders of Sihon, inhabitants of the land. And the sons of Israel killed Balaam, the son of Beor, the seer, with the sword, along with the others who were slain. And the river Jordan was made the border of the sons of Reuben. This is the possession of the Reubenites, by their families, in cities and villages. And Moses gave to the tribe of Gad and his sons, by their families, a possession, of which this is the division. The border of Jazer, and all the cities of Gilead, and 1/2 part of the land of the sons of Ammon, as far as Aroer, which is opposite Rabbah. And from Heshbon as far as Ramoth, Mizpeh, and Betanim, and from Mahanaim as far as the borders of Debir. Also, in the valley Beth Haram and Beth Nimrah, and Sukkos, and Zaphon, the remaining part of the kingdom of Sihon, the king of Heshbon. The limit of this also is the Jordan, as far as the furthest part of the Sea of Chinnereth, beyond the Jordan on the eastern side. This is the possession of the sons of Gad, by their families, in their cities and villages. He also gave, to the 1/2 tribe of Manasseh and to his sons, a possession according to their families. The beginning of which is this, from Mahanaim, all of Bashan, and all the kingdoms of Og, the king of Bashan, and all the villages of Jair, which are in Bashan, 60 towns. And 1/2 part of Gilead, and Ashtoreth, and Edrei, the cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan, to the sons of Machir, the son of Manasseh, to 1/2 part of the sons of Machir, according to their families. Moses divided this possession, in the plains of Moab, beyond the Jordan, opposite Jericho on the eastern side. But to the tribe of Levi he did not give a possession. For the Lord, the God of Israel, is himself their possession, just as he spoke to him. Joshua 14. This is what the sons of Israel possessed in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar, the priest, and Joshua, the son of Nun, and the leaders of the families, by the tribes of Israel, gave to them. Dividing all by lot, just as the Lord had instructed by the hand of Moses, to the 9 tribes and to the 1/2 tribe. For to the 2 1/2 tribes, Moses had given a possession beyond the Jordan, aside from the Levites, who received no land among their brothers. For by succession, the sons of Joseph, in their place, were divided into 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. But the Levites did not receive another portion of land, except cities in which to live, and their suburbs, so as to feed their beasts of burden and cattle. Just as the Lord had commanded Moses, so the sons of Israel did, and they divided the land. And so, the sons of Judah approached Joshua at Gilgal. And Caleb, the son of Jephone, the Kenizzite, spoke to him, "You know what the Lord said to Moses, the man of God, at Kadesh Barnea, about me and you. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea, so that I might consider the land. And I reported to him what seemed to me to be true. But my brothers, who had ascended with me, broke the heart of the people. And I nevertheless followed the Lord my God." And Moses swore, on that day, saying, "The land that your foot has tread upon shall be your possession, and that of your sons, unto eternity. For you have followed the Lord my God. Therefore, the Lord has granted life to me, just as he promised, even to the present day. It has been 45 years since the Lord spoke this word to Moses, when Israel was wandering through the wilderness. Today, I am 85 years old. Being just as strong as I was at that time, when I was sent to explore the land. The fortitude in me at that time continues even until today, as much to fight as to march. Therefore, grant to me this mountain, which the Lord has promised in your hearing also, on which are the Anakim, and cities, great and fortified. Perhaps it may be that the Lord will be with me, and I will be able to destroy them, just as he promised to me." And Joshua blessed him, and he delivered Hebron to him as a possession. And from then on, Hebron was for Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, even to the present day. For he followed the Lord, the God of Israel. Previously, the name Hebron was called Kiriath Arba. Adam, the greatest among the Anakim, was laid there. And the land ceased from battles. Joshua 15. And so, the lot of the sons of Judah, by their families, was this, from the border of Edom, to the desert of Sin toward the south, and even to the furthest part of the southern region. Its beginning was from the summit of the very salty sea, and from its bay, which looks toward the south. And it extends toward the ascent of the Scorpion, and it passes on to Sinai. And it ascends into Kadesh Barnea, and it passes through to Hezron, ascending to Adar, and encompassing Karka. And from there, it passes on to Asman, and reaches to the torrent of Egypt. And its boundary shall be the Great Sea, this shall be the limit of the southern region. Yet truly, toward the east, the beginning shall be the very salty sea, even to the limit of the Jordan, and that which looks toward the north, from the bay of the sea, even to the same river Jordan. And the border ascends into Beth Hogla, and it crosses from the north into Beth Araba, ascending to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. And it reaches as far as the borders of Deborah, from the valley of Acre, to the north, looking toward Gilgal, which is opposite the ascent of Adumim, on the southern part of the torrent. And it crosses the waters that are called the Fountain of the Sun. And its exit shall be at the Fountain of Rogel. And it ascends by the steep valley of the son of Hinnom, from the side of the Jebusite, toward the south. This is Jerusalem. And from there, it raises itself to the top of the mountain, which is opposite Jenim to the west, at the top of the valley of the Rephaim, to the north. And it passes through, from the top of the mountain, even to the fountain of the water of Nephto. And it continues on, as far as the villages of Mount Ephron. And it inclines toward Bala, which is Kiriath Jearim, that is, the city of forests. And it circles from Bala, to the west, as far as Mount Seir. And it passes by the side of Mount Jearim, to the north, into Chesalon. And it descends into Beth Shemesh, and it passes through to Timnah. And it continues on, toward the north, to a region beside Ekron. And it inclines toward Shikharan, and it crosses to Mount Bala. And it extends into Jabneel, and the last part closes at the west with the Great Sea. These are the borders of the sons of Judah, in their families, on all sides. Yet truly, to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, he gave a portion in the midst of the sons of Judah, just as the Lord had instructed him, the city of Arba, the father of Anak, which is Hebron. And Caleb destroyed from it the 3 sons of Anak, Sheshai, and Ahiman, and Talmai, of the stock of Anak. And ascending further from there, he came to the inhabitants of Debir, which before was called Kiriath Sepher, that is, the city of letters. And Caleb said, Whoever will have struck down Kiriath Sepher, and will have seized it, I will give to him Achsah, my daughter, as wife. And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the younger brother of Caleb, seized it. And he gave him Achsah, his daughter, as wife. And as they were traveling together, she was urged by her husband that she ask her father for a field. And she sighed, as she was sitting on her donkey. And Caleb said to her, What is it? But she answered, Give a blessing to me. You have given to me a southern and dry land, joined to it also a watered land. And so Caleb gave to her the watered land above and below it. This is the possession of the tribe of the sons of Judah, by their families. And the cities, from the furthest parts of the sons of Judah, beside the borders of Edom to the south, were Kabzeel and Eder and Jagur, and Kenah and Dimnah and Adadah, and Kadesh and Hazor and Ithnan, Ziph and Telem and Belath, New Hazor and Kiriath Hezron, which is Hazor, Amim, Shema, and Moladah, and Hazor Gaddah and Heshmon and Bethplet, and Hazor Shual and Beersheba and Biziothia, and Bala and Aim and Ezim, and El-Tilad and Chesel and Hormah, and Ziklag and Madmannah and Sansannah, Lebaoth and Shilhim, and An and Rimmon. All the cities were 29, and their villages. Truly, in the plains, there were Eshtaol and Zorah and Ashna, and Zino and Enganim, and Tappuah and Enim, and Jarmuth and Adullam, Sakah and Azekah, and Sharaim and Adithaim, and Jeterah and Jederathaim, 14 cities, and their villages. Zenim and Hadashah and Midalgad, Dilian and Mizpah and Joktheel, Lachish and Bozkath and Eglon, Kabon and Lamam and Chitlish, and Jedereth and Bethdagon, and Nama and Makkedah, 16 cities, and their villages. Libnah and Ether and Ashan, Iphta and Ashna and Nezib, and Keilah and Achzib and Mareshah, 9 cities, and their villages. Ekron, with its towns and villages. From Ekron, as far as the sea, all that inclines toward Ashdod, and its villages. Ashdod, with its towns and villages. Gaza, with its towns and villages, as far as the torrent of Egypt, with the Great Sea as its border. And on the mountain, Shamir and Jatir and Sakah, and Anna, and Kiriath Sanah, which is Debir, Anab and Eshtermoh and Anim, Goshen and Holon and Jilah, 11 cities, and their villages. Arab and Duma and Eshan, and Janim and Beth Tappuah and Aphekah, Humta and Kiriath Arba, which is Hebron, and Zair, 9 cities, and their villages. Maon and Carmel, and Ziph and Judah. Jezreel and Jokdeam and Zano. Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities, and their villages. Halhul and Bethzer and Jeter. Marath and Bethanath and Eltekon, 6 cities, and their villages. Kiriath Baal, which is Kiriath Jearim, the city of forests, and Rabbah, 2 cities, and their villages. In the desert, Beth Arabah, Middin, and Sakaka. And Nibshan, and the city of Salt, and Engedi, 6 cities, and their villages. But the sons of Judah were not able to destroy the Jebusite inhabitants of Jerusalem. And so the Jebusite lived with the sons of Judah in Jerusalem, even to the present day. Joshua 16. Similarly, the lot of the sons of Joseph fell from the Jordan, opposite Jericho and its waters, to the east, to the wilderness that ascends from Jericho to the mountain of Bethel. And it goes out from Bethel to Luz. And it crosses the border of Arka to Adarath. And it descends to the west, beside the border of Japhleti, as far as the borders of Lower Beth Horon, and to Gezer. And the last parts of its regions are by the Great Sea. And Manasseh and Ephraim, the sons of Joseph, possessed it. And the border of the sons of Ephraim was made by their families. And their possession toward the east was from Adarath Adar, as far as Upper Beth Horon. And the confines extend to the sea. Yet truly, Michmetheth looks toward the north, and it circles around the borders, toward the east, into Taanath Shiloh. And it continues on, from the east, to Jano. And it descends from Jano to Adarath and Nara, and it continues to Jericho, and it extends to the Jordan. From Tappuah, it passes on, opposite the sea, into the valley of reeds. And its exit is at the very salty sea. This is the possession of the tribe of the sons of Ephraim, by their families. And there were cities, with their villages, which were set aside for the sons of Ephraim, in the midst of the possession of the sons of Manasseh. And the sons of Ephraim did not put to death the Canaanite that was living at Gezer. And the Canaanite lived in the midst of Ephraim, even to this day, paying tribute. Joshua 17. Now this lot fell to the tribe of Manasseh, since he is the firstborn of Joseph, to Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, who was a fighting man, and he had as a possession Gilead and Bashan. And to the rest of the sons of Manasseh, according to their families, to the sons of Abiezer, and to the sons of Helek, and to the sons of Asriel, and to the sons of Shechem, and to the sons of Hefer, and to the sons of Shemida. These are the sons of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the males, by their families. Yet truly, Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, but only daughters, whose names are these, Mahlah and Noah and Hoglah and Milcah and Tirzah. And they went before the sight of Eleazar, the priest, and Joshua, the son of Nun, and the leaders, saying, The Lord instructed by the hand of Moses that a possession ought to be given to us, in the midst of our brothers. And so, he gave to them, in accord with the order of the Lord, a possession in the midst of the brothers of their father. And by lot, there fell 10 portions to Manasseh, aside from the land of Gilead and Bashan beyond the Jordan. And so the daughters of Manasseh possessed an inheritance in the midst of his sons. But the land of Gilead fell by lot to the sons of Manasseh that were left. And the border of Manasseh was from Asher to Michmetheth, which looks out toward Shechem. And it goes out, to the right, beside the inhabitants of the fountain of Tappuah. For by lot, there also fell to Manasseh the land of Tappuah, which is beside the borders of Manasseh, and which belongs to the sons of Ephraim. And the border descends to the valley of reeds, to the south of the torrent of the cities of Ephraim, which are in the midst of the cities of Manasseh. The border of Manasseh is to the north of the torrent, and its exit extends to the sea. So it is that the possession of Ephraim is in the south, and that of Manasseh is in the north, and both are enclosed by the sea, and they are joined together by the tribe of Asher to the north, and by the tribe of Issachar to the east. And the inheritance of Manasseh, in Issachar and in Asher, was Bethshean and its villages, and Ibleam with its villages, and the inhabitants of Dor, with their towns, likewise the inhabitants of Endor with their villages, and similarly the inhabitants of Taanach with their villages, and the inhabitants of Megiddo with their villages, and 1/3 part of the city of Naphtali. The sons of Manasseh were not able to overthrow these cities, and so the Canaanite began to dwell in their land. But after the sons of Israel had grown strong, they subdued the Canaanites, and made them their tributaries, but they did not kill them. And the sons of Joseph spoke to Joshua, and they said, "Why have you given to me as a possession one lot and one portion, while I am of such a great multitude, and the Lord has blessed me?" And Joshua said to them, "If you are a numerous people, go up into the forest, and cut out space for yourself in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaim, since the possession of Mount Ephraim is too narrow for you." And the sons of Joseph responded to him, "We are not able to ascend to the mountains, since the Canaanites, who live in the plains, in which are situated Bethshean, with its villages, and Jezreel, possessing the middle of the valley, use chariots of iron." And Joshua said to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim and Manasseh, "You are a numerous people, and you have great strength. You shall not have only one lot. Instead, you shall cross to the mountain, and you shall cut down and clear out for yourselves space in which to live. And you shall be able to advance further, when you have destroyed the Canaanite, who, as you say, has iron chariots and is very strong." Joshua 18. And all the sons of Israel gathered together at Shiloh, and there they stationed the tabernacle of the testimony. And the land was subjected to them. But there remained 7 tribes of the sons of Israel which had not yet received their possessions. And Joshua said to them, "For how long will you draw back in idleness, and not enter to possess the land, which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has given to you? Select 3 men from each tribe, so that I may send them, and they may go forth and circle through the land, and may describe it according to the number of each multitude, and may bring back to me what they have written down. Divide the land for yourselves into 7 parts. Let Judah be its bounds on the southern side, and the house of Joseph to the north. The land that is in the middle, between these, write it down in 7 parts. And you shall come to me, so that I may cast lots for you about this, before the Lord your God. But there is no portion among you for the Levites. Instead, the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. And Gad and Reuben, and the 1/2 tribe of Manasseh, have already received their possessions beyond the Jordan in the eastern region, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave to them. And when the men had risen up, so that they might go out to describe the land, Joshua instructed them, saying, "Circle through the land, and describe it, and return to me, so that I may cast lots for you about this, before the Lord, in Shiloh." And so they went out. And surveying it, they divided it into 7 parts, writing it in a book. And they returned to Joshua, to the camp at Shiloh. And he cast lots before the Lord, at Shiloh, and he divided the land to the sons of Israel, in 7 parts. And the first lot went to the sons of Benjamin, by their families, so that they would possess the land between the sons of Judah and the sons of Joseph. And their border toward the north was from the Jordan, continuing on, near the side of Jericho in the northern region, and from there, ascending toward the west to the mountains, and extending to the wilderness of Bethaven. And it continues to the south beside Luz, which is Bethel. And it descends into Adareth Adar, at the mountain which is to the south of Lower Beth-horon. And it turns aside, circling toward the sea, to the south of the mountain which looks out toward Beth-horon, toward the southwest. And its exits are toward Kiriath Baal, which is also called Kiriath Jearim, a city of the sons of Judah. This is their region, toward the sea, in the west. But to the south, the border goes on from the part of Kiriath Jearim toward the sea, and it continues as far as the fountain of the waters of Nephtoah. And it descends to that part of the mountain which looks out toward the valley of the sons of Hinnom. And it is opposite the northern region, in the furthest part of the valley of the Rephaim. And it descends into Jenim, near the side of the Jebusite toward the south. And it extends to the fountain of Rogel. Crossing from there to the north, and going out to En-Shemesh, that is, to the fountain of the sun. And it passes through to the hills that are opposite the region of the ascent of Adumim. And it descends to Abenbon, that is, so the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. And it continues on, at the northern side, to the plains. And it descends into the flatlands. And it advances before Beth Hogla, to the north. And its exits are to the north, opposite the bay of the very salty sea, in the southern region at the end of the Jordan, which is its border to the east. This is the possession of the sons of Benjamin, with their borders all around, and by their families. And their cities were, Jericho and Beth Hogla and the abrupt valley, Beth Araba and Zemaraim and Bethel, and Avim and Parah and Ophrah, the town of Ammoni, and Ophni, and Geba, 12 cities, and their villages, Gibeon and Ramah and Beerith, and Mizpah and Chephirah and Mazzah, and Rechem, Irapeel, and Terah, and Zelah, Heleph, and Jebus, which is Jerusalem, Gibeah and Kiriath, 14 cities, and their villages. This is the possession of the sons of Benjamin, according to their families. Thank you for watching. If you like the content on this channel, please press subscribe, the like button or comment below. We'd love to get your tips. See you next time.